Hare Krishna, Namaste. Chapter 4, which is entitled as Jnana Yoga, Sloka 5. śrī-bhagavān uvāca bahūni me vyatītāni janmāni tava cārjuna tāny veda sarvāṇi na tvaṁ vettha paran-tapa. Let's connect what we have covered in this chapter before we get into the actual meaning of the sloka. Krishna said that he has given this knowledge to Vivaswan, the sun god. So Arjuna asked, how is it possible? The first three sloka after Krishna gave this information to Arjuna, and Arjuna asked the question in the fourth sloka, how is it possible when you and I are of same age? How could you have given this in the beginning of many Chatur Yuga? We also saw what could be the reasons for Arjuna's question. At this point, it's better we recollect those one more time, so it makes sense of what we are going to see today and the following slokas. In sloka 4, aparam bhavato janma param janma vivasvatah katametad vijhaniyam katamado proktavan iti. Here, the two terms has been used, param and aparam, higher and lower. So one way that we can see this sloka is param means greater, aparam means lower. So now is Arjuna asking about to Krishna, by birth, Vivaswan is greater. By birth, you are born in a cowherd family, therefore you are lower. Is this the meaning of this sloka? The answer is no. This cannot be the reason at all that Arjuna doesn't have any doubt about Krishna, because the knowledge can be not necessarily based on whom we receive from, from the birth. Birth doesn't really matter. Anyone can give good knowledge to anyone else. There is no lower birth or a higher birth while receiving the knowledge. So certainly that could not be the meaning of this sloka. The main question about that's been asked is not based on the caste, but it's based on the time factor. That is what is Arjuna's concern. How do we know that? Because we'll see the response that Krishna going to give. He also does not deal anything to do with caste, jati. It's all about time factor. Arjuna was confused. How is it possible we both are same age? How is it you could have told this to Vivaswan? That's his question. So we saw three reasons maybe why Arjuna asked this question. Arjuna thinks that one does not have many births. No, Arjuna don't have any doubt about reincarnation or many births for the atmas, living entities. He is not a nastika, non-believer. He believes in Vedas and he believes in God. So the second question the reason may be that one cannot remember the previous birth experience. Well, that is also not possible, because Arjuna knows very well there are people who remember the previous life, like Jada Bharat. And also in the Manusmriti, it is told that a person who have studied or studying Vedas regularly, and a person whose mind, word and body are pure, kept in pure consciousness, And the person who does tapas, austerity, and the person who never do any harms to any living entity. It's not four different persons, it's the same person with these qualities. This person can remember the previous lives. So Arjuna has gone through schools and he knows that there are possibility that some people can remember the previous lives. So the third one is, maybe Krishna cannot remember. His knowledge or his memory cannot stretch across the birth. That cannot be the reason. Arjuna knows very well. He heard from many, many great sages and saints and great personality like Bhishma, how great Krishna is. Not only that, he himself very well aware of Krishna's position. So those are the three things. Though he knows everything about Krishna, then what is the reason he had the doubt? And what's the purpose of asking this question? Does it have any value? Unlike, Arjuna is not like the common people like us, where people try to ask questions to challenge and check the knowledge of the teacher. That's not what Arjuna is trying to do here. You are saying you have instructed this knowledge before and instructed the knowledge to me now. You must have been born that time also, and now of course. I know for sure that birth and the same time I know very well that you have appeared. I know your birth, I know when you appeared, to whom you appeared, on what condition you appeared. All this thing I know about you, Krishna. Likewise, I also know you did not appear as you appeared now before. You did not be born as a Vasudeva son. And I know you are not related to me when you born up before. So you are different before and you are different now. But you are the same person. I know very well you are the same person, but not the same person who was before and now, meaning on the body. So what created doubt is about Krishna's greatness. That Arjuna had a great opinion about Krishna. And now it looks like those great opinions are getting nullified. That is, the Shastra says that the Supreme Lord removes the problems of samsara, birth, disease, old age, death. But you seems to be going through birth, aging, hunger, etc. This doesn't match what said in the Shastra. That's number one. Number two, the Shastra says there is nothing that need to be achieved by you, as you have everything. But you seem to be hankering for a little butter. This doesn't match with what Shastra says. Number three, the Shastra says there is no one superior to you, but it appears as if someone has ordered you to take birth. The Shastra says you are the controller, but I see Nanda-Gopa and Yashoda, they control you. This doesn't match with what Shastra says. Number four, the Shastra says you are the knower of everything, but it appears as if you are unaware of what is appropriate and took birth. This doesn't match with what Shastra says. Number five, the Shastra says you act just as you want and your will is always true. But knowing what is right and what is wrong you still went with the wrong choice of taking birth here. Seems against your own wish. This doesn't match with what Shastra says. The sixth point. The Shastra says there's nothing that needs to be fulfilled or can't be done by you. But you, out of fear of Kamsa, left the town in middle of the night and lived hiding from Kamsa. This doesn't match with what Shastra says. So these are 6 things has been placed. All that has been told by Shastra doesn't seem to be matching with your actions here, Krishna. If your birth is true, then what is said in Shastra should be false. That Lord is omniscient, omnipotent, etc. In other hand, if what is said in Shastra is true, then your birth should be false, as it appears you seems not omniscient, omnipotent, etc. So at this point, this is very important message for us, student of Bhagavad Gita, and who follows the Sanatana Dharma, or call themselves to be follower of Vedic system, that one should have complete faith in Vedas and God. Having faith only in one of this, one cannot claim themselves to be called as follower of Sanatana Dharma. These two, God and Vedas, cannot be separated. And God can only be proved by Vedas. So we can understand how Arjuna is giving importance to the Vedas. If it is not Shastra, one cannot understand God. Based on this, the following 6 questions are raised. And these are the 6 questions which are going to be addressed, what we are going to see now. So if Shastras, we saw how important the Shastras are, how much importance Arjuna is giving to Shastras. bahūni me vyatītāni janmāni tava cārjuna ahaṁ veda sarvāṇi tvaṁ veda paran-tapa. Namaste. Hare Krishna.